So with everything going on right now in Chicago, I've seen a couple comments in our last video where we explained Lil Zay Osama saying that he went to Durk about his missing watches and said that Durk kind of leaned in the favor of Zay Osama. Then we pointed out that Zay said that Bayzoo is back in the hood broke wearing wife beaters and explained that this sounded like he was speaking on Lil Durk and Zoo parting their ways due to Zoo choosing to stick with the THF members who allegedly took Zay Osama's watches, whether they were right or wrong. This is why you started seeing Zoo with the handlers, as he called them, doing his own thing, and then we seen Durk more so with OTF Didi, Booney Mo, Varney, and whoever else. Now some may say that they weren't beefing because they're brothers. I'm not disclaiming that, but what I am saying is sometimes brothers don't always see eye to eye. We're men. And it reminded me of a video we did speaking on the obvious separation between the two. So I decided to bring it back so you guys can get more context of what we were referring to in that video, saying that these guys were kind of not really on the same page as each other. So here we go, y'all. Y'all hit that thumbs up button so we can get this video into the algorithm. And if you not subscribed to the platform already, make sure you do so now. Let's get into it. Hey, what's up, y'all? Y'all know my slogan. I don't know it all, but I know what I've been through. Now, before we get into this video, please make sure you head on down to Instagram and follow us on our official Instagram page at Hookah Anonymous _. We're able to be a little more explicit, a little more uncensored, and share content freely without running the risk of having our channel terminated. So, once again, make sure you head on down to Instagram and follow us on our official Instagram page at Hookah Anonymous _. We're almost at 100,000 subscribers. So if you like this video, make sure you subscribe and hit that bell so you're notified every time we drop new content. Now let's get into what you guys came here to see. Now, as y'all know, lately it's been a bunch of rumors floating around that THF Bayzoo and Lil Durk haven't been on the same page lately, and fans are starting to think that their friendship ain't what people think it is. We see Zoo not as close to Durk as we once seen them, and on top of that, it seemed like he's starting his own thing with the handlers, including more of the THF 46 side, including guys such as THF Lil Law and others. Now, as I told y'all before, of course, we're not going to be able to confirm whether the two are at odds right now, because they're not just going to come out the woodworks and say it. However, we've seen this plenty of times in the past, where we think the guys are close as they once were, then suddenly it comes out in the blogs that these guys are beefing from a distance, most notably by subliminal tweets or Instagram posts. Now, in the previous video, I also stated that sometimes it's not always a bad thing that guys part ways from each other. Sometimes it was meant to be, because as we know, everything happens for a reason. Not only that, but sometimes you must separate yourself from people, places, or things in order to grow on your own. It's called evolution, and we all must go through it at some part of our lives. Now, we can't stay stagnant or stuck, because once again, to be stuck means you're standing still without motion, and to be stuck without motion is the equivalent of death. Besides, Bayzoo don't strike me as the type of guy to play the background anyway. More than likely, he wants to have his own things going on, and playing someone else's shadow forever where he can't fully reach his highest potential isn't the type of person he strike me as. Therefore, he must evolve. Now, for y'all that don't know what's going on, allow me to fill y'all in real quick. Lately, Bayzoo has been going back and forth on social media with YouTuber / blogger King AK-47. AK-47 would accuse Bayzoo and Durk of putting a crime on King Von, indicating that whenever you put a crime on someone, whether they're alive or not, it's still a form of cooperation. Then after that, Bayzoo would challenge AK and another blogger to a fight for $10,000, but the fight managed to not go through with either one of them. Now, on top of all that going on, Bayzoo would be called the snitch by an old affiliate of his that went by the name THF Bruh, as he would do an interview with 16 Shotham's Vigil. Then some paperwork would drop, or should I say it kind of been out, but for some reason everyone chose to pay attention to it recently. But it's been revealed, and it showed that Bayzoo is implemented in the paperwork identifying guys to the police. So it's safe to say that Bayzoo himself has had a very busy week on social media, where he was going back and forth with AK and then had his name tied to snitch allegations. So with all that going on, Lil Durk would make an interesting IG post where people would allege that he was referring to Bayzoo. And the fact that we haven't been seeing the two together like that made matters even worse because now fans feel that it's kind of been confirmed. Now Lil Durk would take to his IG story to say, quote, "No negative energy around. I don't got no BS going on around me. I can honestly say I'm back happy and this is why I make the best music for the world. Trophy emoji. Smirk about to drop soon." Now real quick y'all, is it just me or does it seem like Durk drop an album or a project every other day? You know, I don't know, but anyway, considering everything that's been going on with Bayzoo lately, people automatically assume that Lil Durk is referring to Bayzoo because of the timing of the post. Because who else or what else could he be referring to, right? And even if he wasn't referring to Bayzoo, why would he choose a time like this to post that? Either it was purposely done or he don't know what common courtesy is. Perfect example, that's like one of my friends going through it with his girlfriend and I know about it. Then when I'm around them both, I say something like, "If you having girl problems, I feel bad for you, son. I got 99 problems, but ain't one." You see what I'm saying? It's just a time and place for everything, and it's just certain things you just don't say or do out of common courtesy. But things like that comes with character and expose who you truly are at the end of the day. Now, Bayzoo never responded directly to the post by Durk, despite the rumors that it was about him, but he did post a cryptic message of his own shortly after Durk's post. He would repost a clip of Black Youngster's song called "I'm Assuming" and choose a very interesting part where Youngster would say, quote, "All that throwing them slick shots on the gram, that's how you end up dead. And I don't got no love for a P word, I want off with his head. And I don't give no F's about what you read, you know my ops they bled. I done bust off shots for N-words because them N-words scared. Ask me what I rep that red, black gang far from red. N-word tried to clip me like some dreads, ski mask on his head. N-words don't want no smoke cause when it come to wartime, these N-words scared. I'm the type of N-word to put money on your head, come kill you for it and get the bread." Very interesting to repost after Durk posted what he posted, which would be considered a slick shot on the gram. Not to mention, we gotta remember that live that Tay Savage just did with King AK-47 when he was kind of laughing about the whole situation and said he needed more, like he don't believe. He need more to believe it or whatever the case may be. And that's prevalent because we're going to get back to that a little later. Now, most people with sense would say, well, these guys got each other's numbers, so instead of getting on social media and throwing subs at each other, why don't they just call each other? And guess what? Very good question. Because sometimes I think the same thing. However, social media seems to be everybody's go-to whenever they have a problem with something or somebody. Now, on top of that clip, Zoo also will repost some strange messages referring to being used, loyalty, and a few other things that have supporters feeling like it's all directed towards Lil Durk. The latest of those messages will come as of today when Zoo will make an interesting post about a sacrificial lamb. As y'all know, Zoo is of Muslim beliefs, so when he speaks on a sacrificial lamb, it also correlates to the practices of the religion as well. At least that's what I think. But before we get into that, let's see what Bayzoo had to say. Now, he would take to his story to say, quote, "When everything going good, some bad come right behind it, or some go wrong. As a team, y'all supposed to be strong though, and ready for this ish, military minded, especially if y'all already know that's the devil working. If the love real, y'all gonna fix that together. It's a circle, y'all supposed to have, triangle or rectangle, whatever the shape may be, long as we talk to each other, we got this ish. Ain't no more laughing at each other, we cut them type of N-words off. When it's time to eat, don't break or bend, it's time to lock in. God ain't making me no microwavable food. I'm that meat grandma let marinate for a day before she cook it. I know we gonna handle it for sure. Tape on the way, I pushed it back. Mashallah, God has willed it." Now peep the part where he says, as a team, y'all supposed to be strong though and ready for this ish. Military minded, especially if y'all already know that's the devil working. If the love real, y'all gonna fix that together. Then where he says, ain't no more laughing at each other, we cut them type N-words off. Now once again, if y'all pay attention, I personally think that part was aimed at Tay Savage. Just a couple days ago, Tay Savage went live with King AK-47, and Tay was laughing at the Bayzoo allegations and saying how he don't know what to believe in the situation between Zoo and his allegations. Now right there, as a friend, that's a red flag. Right? Because saying you don't know is too close to you sounding like you agree, but just don't want to say you agree for the sake that it's someone you're affiliated with. Right? Because if you disagree, you just say, I disagree. Right? Or just don't say nothing at all. Not, oh, I don't know. And to be honest, I think that's what Zoo was referring to when he said, ain't no more laughing at each other. We cut them N-words off. Then y'all also got to remember that they kind of already had tension between each other when everybody was calling Tay Savage the next King Von, or calling him King Von, or comparing him to King Von. And then when Bayzoo made that post saying it's only one Von, and he was saying something to the extent of these guys don't compare. I forgot the exact words verbatim, but pretty much that was a thing. And then Tay Savage also replied. It was a whole big thing back then. But I think that type of tension kind of leads up to now, and Bayzoo is pretty much saying, listen, I'm tired of it. We cutting them off. Ain't no more laughing, ain't no more none of that. We cutting them type of guys off because, like I said, once you say you don't know, that's too close to you sounding like you agree. If you didn't agree, you just say, I disagree. Or you just say, listen, I don't know. Not laugh with them, right? And I know y'all swear just because we bloggers or YouTubers, we don't go through anything. But first off, if you ever have to question someone's loyalty or love, that's your cue that you should distance yourself off rip. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. Simple. And if you didn't think that Bayzoo made himself clear about everything before, this post says it all. Ain't no more laughing at each other. We cut them off. And that's actually a fact. If you have anyone around you that's laughing or throwing subliminals or acting weird instead of helping you whenever you're going through something, especially publicly, cut those type of guys off ASAP. They're not your real friends. Anybody that's willing to display any type of weird behavior while you're going through something is not someone you should keep around because they're untrustworthy. For instance, right, if I got a friend being called out publicly for whatever allegations, I'm not going to say anything publicly if I don't know. The best thing to do is to consult with him behind the scenes and straighten it out behind the scenes. And even if I do feel he's guilty or he did bad, even if we got to sit there and be embarrassed publicly together, because people don't know that we spoke behind the scenes, that's what we're going to do, because as my friend, that's how I support, by keeping my thoughts to myself. You see what I'm saying? Now in private, I might be like, I ain't gonna lie, bro. I don't know what's going on, but you did bad. But that's between me and him. That's not for the world to see or know because I don't care what they think. But that's the problem. These days, everyone living for attention and cool points. Kicking someone while they're down just shows the type of person you are. That's not how real men move. If y'all pay attention, everyone else associated with Zoo that seems like kind of close to him, even though these paperwork stories and allegations have came out, they're quiet about it. Because that's what you do publicly when your friends is going through something publicly. Especially when you don't know what to believe, because even if I believe that my friend may be guilty, if I'm asked about it, I don't joke about it. I don't laugh about it. Because that seems like you're being funny. In a situation like that, the best thing to do is you say, look, that's none of my business. That's that man's business. Y'all go ask him. Simple. And you end it just like that. But when you sit there and indulge in it and you laugh and you kind of asking questions and y'all laughing about it, like it just don't sit right. At least for me, your real friends either going to defend you or keep quiet about it. All that joking and trolling or being funny or subliminals, those ain't your real friends, man. Simple. Now, for y'all that don't know, when someone refers to a sacrificial lamb, it usually means when someone or something is sacrificed so something or someone else can live better. I mean, someone else pretty much. Now, in the Muslim culture, if I'm correct, I think a lamb or a goat, they're like a valuable thing. So when they sacrifice one, it's like an offering to the higher power, if I'm not mistaken. So they kind of see it as doing something good in order to live good or pure or something like that. Don't quote. Now, the proper definition would say, quote, 1, a lamb killed as an offering to the gods. 2, a person who is sacrificed, not literally, for the greater good of some cause. So yeah, you know, pretty much the same thing. I don't know if Bayzoo is referring to himself or someone else as the sacrificial lamb. I'm assuming, you know, they're pretty much trying to throw him under the bus and he feels that. So he feels that he may be the sacrificial lamb for whatever reason. I don't know. But it's a lot of things going on behind the scenes. I'm sure Bayzoo knows. I'm sure whoever he's referring to knows. It's pretty obvious. But y'all jump in the comments. Let me know what y'all think about this. Do y'all think he's referring to Tay Savage or Lil Durk? Or who y'all think he's referring to? Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Hit that bell so you're notified every time we drop new content. And remember, as long as you keep on watching, I'm going to keep on dropping. And I'm out.